folks, welcome back for another episode of Our Journeys, and we join Beanerus, the Forgotten Hero, in a match against Greg 18, the college trainer. Okay, I don't think I've ever seen that title before. Does not carry any menace whatsoever. I mean, granted, a lot of the titles don't, and it's not always about the menace, but I think there should be a little bit. I mean, the Forgotten Hero sounds cool. The college trainer? College trainer? I mean, I guess. No, I mean, we gotta give it to Greg. Greg is in, okay, that can't be the lady, but it looks like the lady. The mistress? What is 11? The maiden? It looks like a lady, doesn't it? You know, showing a little leg there, actually? I have no clue. It's been a while since I've been there, although if I keep going at this rate of play, I will be there soon enough. But he is the mage, I believe, at rank number 9. And plugging away, we're seeing Hulking Scallon. I love that. Iron Atronach, another favorite of mine. I hate seeing it on the board across from me because it really does have limited predators, limited threats. But unfortunately for Beanerus, Greg 18 is playing a color combination that actually is a great stop to Iron Atronach, i.e. lethal. That's the one thing Iron Atronach cannot really survive. Or, whatchamacallit, Leaf Lurkers. He can't be hurt by finish-offs, but Leaf Lurkers, little damage in Leaf Lurkers can definitely take him out. Aside from that, really does not have much to fear. Hulking Scallon, same thing. I don't think he's not immune to actions. Yeah, immune to lethal and shackle. So, if one doesn't work, the other one will. If Greg's has a lot of... Well, we don't see lethals here, so it looks like he may not be running a typical Ebonheart deck. And I would say already, definitely not. Cradle Crush Giant and this fellow here, the Candlehearth Brawler, they are not typical in your... for lack of a better term, the Greed Ebonheart build. The do your ramping and get into your big late games, your Night Talon Lords, etc., and close out the game. That's not typically something you see, but I'm just going, Beanerus, I mean, the loot, which I'm guessing he would use in conjunction with Hulking Scallon. Immune to silence. So really, the only thing he has to worry about is, and well, okay, Beanerus doesn't have the card that makes you immune to actions for a turn. But he is getting close to being able to play that Hulking Scallon, so we are going to see that big body in play for the first time in a long time. I'm trying to remember who was that last ran that. I was very excited to see it. I try to run it. Every time I try to run it, I think I told you, I ran it one time, was able to weigh 2 of them, and my opponent had answers, was able to remove both of them on the turn that I played them. Like, well, I mean, I played them, and then he just was able to remove it. And when you see, okay, it's immune to all these different things, it's crazy how he was able to do it back to back. And that's when I was like, okay, this game does not want me to win. So, and I didn't. It was a bit obnoxious, but we might see Clockwork Dragon come down. Another Hulking Scallon, okay. Top end starting to clunk up his hand, but luckily he's curving right into them. He's got enough cards to play on this turn, i.e., well, yeah, Clockwork probably better in that lane. I was going to say now, unfortunately, I would not be surprised if Greg is sitting on a Archer's Gambit. We haven't seen one yet, as far as I know. And when you see cards like Skooma Racketeer, you know lethal is in his game plan. And yeah, he's highlighting it. There's the Archer's Gambit. Wow. Surprising no one. Good news, though. Hulking Scallon coming down. Is immune. Oh my gosh, but he's not going to survive unless he can put a guard on Hulking Scallon. Well, Covenant played his guard, but he can't play both. He can't survive another blow like that, unfortunately. 3 Hulking Scallons. That's a bit of a bad turn for him. I'd probably see either the Daedric Titan and Covenant Plate, or just Covenant Plate. Okay. And Daedric Titan in the left lane. Okay, that actually makes more sense. He can play Hulking Scallon. Wait, does he need to have a creature in each lane? I think he does. While you have another creature in each lane, yeah. So he needs to be able to play. He can't. Right now he can play Young Mammoth, but he needs Too. So another lethal ping.
You must be cleansed.
Can't be cleansed. Doesn't need to be. He's going to hit face for another 10. Frostbite Spider, big help. Put it in the other lane. Put it in the other lane. Well, I guess he doesn't need to, actually. Does.
This should help you.
And he's got an answer for that one as well. Boy, it's a good thing he put the loot. It's a good thing that Daedric Titan is very athletic, or very Aelid Guardian. That is going to be huge. It's going to allow for the drain. It puts a guard in there. Immune to lethal. It is the hard counter to what Greg is doing. And this game might have just been saved by those Guardians. Especially with Greg running on fumes. And having played 2 of his Shadowfen Priests, which were certainly his answer to those Guardians. Or would have been his answer to those Guardians. And we know Hulking Scallon and Iron Atronachs are coming down. Probably Iron Atronach next turn. Although, as we know, not as effective with lethal on the board. So maybe he will deploy Hulking Scallon and Al-Valathi Assassin. I mean, you want to think my opponent's running low on lethal pings, but that's just never the case. Or opponents running low on cards. Surely they don't have the card that they need in hand in order to fell my guards, but that's always a poor assumption to make in this crazy game. But if he plays Iron Atronach, he does have lethal on the board next turn. Well, no, Blood Magic's going to get his kill. And he just has to hope that Greg is not his second... because we don't know what his Blood Magic is. If it's a Drain Life, he's got to hope he doesn't get a second one on this kill here.
The forest will not suffer your presence.
And it's the silence. I'm sure he would have put a loot on in the next turn. Yeah, Greg just running a ton of silence, as we see. Raise the Dead.
This should help you.
Wow. Wow. Beanerus really getting... But 2021, I mean, no, he can't finish things off, unfortunately. And with the way Greg threw that Dwarven Armaments on whatever creature that was before, that Shadowfen Priest staying on the board is a going concern. But I think Hulking Scallon will be a good one to come down here. Because that's 22 easy. And he can also play Al-Valathi. Yeah, definitely drop that Scallon. Boom. I got playtime! I got playtime! I am the Hulking Scallon, and I am on the board! Oh my gosh, and I'm playing a lute! Listen to me play the lute with my big Scallon fingers. Oh. Da 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 da. Oh, that's not right. Okay, oh, if it's Drain Life, please not like this. Wow, and... Wow. And now we are joining Guitarist on base, the Centurion. Again, very... hey, there's that Brutal Ashlander in different colors. I have had to exit out of certain games because... Yeah, so actually the one that I was talking about, the Brutal Ashlander, you didn't see because it ended up being an AI game and I didn't notice it until a little bit later. And it wasn't going terribly well for our intrepid player, so... yeah, I just was saying... I will say the voice line sounds more apropos for the original art, more apropos for that than it does for this one. Here he looks like a beefcake, and it'd be like, you know, I don't know, whatever the line is with a lot more bass. The other one kind of sounded, you know, he's kind of scrawny, he's got a little mohawk, he's like running with his big goofy boots. That sounds more like, hey, this guy sounds like, you know, kind of like the Morag Tong Heavy or something, you know, I'm gonna kick your butt, something like that. Anyway. Derailed. Guitarist on bass. Also, Gates of Madness here, so very similar to... Who was it we saw the other day that was running Gates of Madness? Oh, Manic Jack. Manic Jack. Now, Guitarist is trying to make a clean break from the lady, as is Nastified Honor. Interesting, the creator. Dramatic pause in the action. The music now builds. There we go. Skooma Cat. So we might see a Gates down, coming down now that he's got a nice handful of cards he knows that he can do stuff with. Obviously, Mudcrab Merchant's going to discount, or whatever Mudcrab gives him is going to be discounted by those Skooma Cats. It's crazy. We're seeing a lot more of these Skooma Cat, Gates of Madness type cards. Whoa, we got a... Oh, I missed it. I missed it. I feel like a turd muffin. How in the world did Nassified get a Reeve? I was busy. Oh, no, Worldly Wanderer wouldn't do it. How did he get that? What happened? I am a little confused. Many of you are rolling your eyes and said if you weren't just talking about stupid stuff like Ashlander's voice lines, you would have seen where he pulled that from, but he had to get it from Guitarist on base, so I'm guessing it was a yoink of some kind, a trade, or something of that nature. In either case, Guitarist on base is in a bit of a pickle here.
Hey!
Oh, it's Unite. Okay, there we go. Thank you, Guitarist. Appreciate that. So, for those who missed it, he said, for context, this is a Unite deck. And boy howdy, it looks like it is going to be a... I mean, Dawn's Wrath can take care of one lane. Giggles! Good to see Giggles come down. She's going to heal for 2. And the Mudcrab.
Read my lips. Mouth pause.
Doesn't want to give him either one for sure, but he's like, please play the Stronghold Eradicator.
The power of the Hist.
Alright, so is he dead on? He is definitely dead on board. He's very dead on board. Unfortunately.
You are no match for me.
What color is a coward's blood?
No Unite on this particular game. Further clarification from Guitarist on base. Unite with a bad draw and bad matchup. And truly, that is the case. Brother Ridge, we are seeing, he was the one I joined at first and didn't realize it was up against an AI game. So I'm very happy to see him here battling on the ladder. He is duking it out with the warrior at the moment, as is his opponent, Dimity Yellow. Dimity? Dimity? The captain, who has some pretty good supports down. Training grounds up. No, that's Dragon Mound.
Is someone out there?
Ah! Kars had never really played Unite before. Let's see. Got some good wins with that Invade deck, or not Invade, that Unite deck, but it is not consistent as we saw. But to be fair, there are a lot of great decks that can get shut down on bad draw. Doesn't mean the deck isn't good. It just means the game's gonna game. I mean, you can have decks that literally have 26 2 and 3 cost cards and not draw anything but 4, 5, 6 drops, until turn 9. So, it happens. Brother Ridge with the very powerful, about to be killed. Yeah. So Dimity running all kinds of removal shenanigans. Dragon Aspect will be able to take care of Serpentine Stalker. As will the charge. So interesting, we're seeing Dragon versus Dragon here, which is pretty cool for it to happen more or less organically. I mean, Dimity, obviously, with Dragon Mound, it's an RNG fest.
The power of the
Wow.
will be mine.
Yeah. Yeah.
You fight well.
I'm guessing we're going to see Parthenax come down next turn. Ooh. Echo of Akatosh. The Poop Stone in dragon form. In fact, legend has it that the great Echo of Akatosh had some bad food one day. Ate a few humans that had not been really taking care of themselves, had not been following proper hygiene protocols, and got a bit of food poisoning. Was flying around, had the gastronomical difficulties, had a bit of a digestive conundrum, excreted on account of that, and we have the Poop Stone. That's how the Mundus Stone came to be. It came from Echo of Akatosh with food poisoning. And that I only went there because I just came off a bout of food poisoning. I don't know if I mentioned that or not. It hit me on Friday morning. Missed all day of work on Friday. Miserable. Saturday, I thought I'd gotten past it, but I made the mistake of drinking fluids, and all of that came back up. I'm not going to go into more details, don't worry. But suffice to say, today is my first day feeling decently good in a while. And Dimity just has all the answers. Manticora. I mean, these are all big cards. I will say Dragon Mound, I think its cost is decent. But the amount of, yeah, this unfortunately is just looking really rough. But if you just want to see an interesting game, this is it. But, you know, as I'm pulling for Brother Ridge, obviously, this is not what I want to see. It's a very one-sided match at this point. I mean, kudos to Dimity, who is running, you know, Fighters Guild Hall with the Dragon Mount. It's a unique combination, but Brother Ridge definitely in a tough spot, especially with 2 Echo of Akatoshes on the board. 2 Echoes means every card coming down is going to get. Although I don't know, Manticora came down and he has guard anyway, and it didn't look like he got any keywords. So I don't know if Dragon Mound doesn't actually. I don't know how that works with this fellow here. I mean, it looks like they're triggering. Oh, maybe Manticora was already in his hand or something. So we'll see. The next card come down if it has 2 keywords. I mean, not that it really matters. Game's over at this point. Anyway, oh, Piercing Javelin. Big one, obviously, with one target Calgruntide, but instead he will take out Manticora. And that may just have allowed Brother Ridge to stay on board. I mean, we don't know. Dimity is probably going to play a huge card here on, at 12. Odaving, I wouldn't be surprised to see at this point. No? Okay. Okay, and yes, they are giving...
You fight well.
Those are giving them... Oh, wait. No keywords. And gave him 1 keyword. I don't know what's going on. Maybe somebody else does. And that's pretty much going to be the game. Unless, yeah, Brother Ridge pretty much needed Alduin in order to pull this off. It is a heck of a board to be up against. Lethal and... Well... Does he have... Okay, he can put a Clockwork Dragon down in the Shadow Lane. He can Rapid Shot or Dragon Aspect. Okay, nope, going with the Skyborn Dragon. Gonna battle. Okay, so between that and Clockwork Dragon... Well, no, because he still can't... Oh, yeah. Yeah. And leaves his opponent with exact lethal. And 1 off of a nice deck. A very frustrating... Oh, no, he does it! Nicely done, Brother Ridge! I thought he was just playing out his hand, but he managed to stay alive. And another Prophecy clears the board. And he sees Calgruntide in Dimity's hand, and yeah, if he's got Swift Wing... Oh, Brother Ridge might have left thinking the game was over. Oh, bummer. Oh, no, he came back in time for it.
The power of the moon.
Calgruntide with Drain and Regenerate. And like I said, if he's got Swift Wing Dragon, that is game over. And he has Swift Wing Dragon. Another instance, boy, it just does not look like our mighty heroes are destined to win. Rejoining Guitarist on base, and I'm guessing he's running Unite the Houses, but we can see that he's running Unite the Houses because he now has 3 of them in his hand.
We must protect our stronghold.
Throwing Aligned is a great pickup. What are they? Okay, so yellow, blue. He needs purple. He needs purple. I mean, he needs Throne aligned over here. Well, I guess not. I guess that works as well. I guess he thinks he's got this lane tied up with his painted deal. So he's got, yeah, green, yellow, red, blue. Yeah, he just needs purple.
We'll hold, no matter
And
what.
unfortunately, that's not in his deck, and nor can he steal it from his opponent if he even had that. The desire to do so. Right-way Prospector, not a way to pull it. So he may very well... Well, he does have... Yeah, there you go. Combating that breakthrough. And, okay, Thieves Guild. Unfortunately, she is not going to be able to pull anything terribly useful. Good heads-up play there, taking out the 4-2 threat in the field lane. Alan Slim, the Golden. Oh, boy. That is incredibly painful. Incredibly painful. And I don't see an answer here. Barter, not going to give him what he needs. And he doesn't have blue anymore. Intelligence, I should say. Yeah. Yeah, I was just looking for endurance. Now he needs endurance and intelligence. Not him, the player. I am sure Guitarist has both of those in spades. But his deck is, and with really no draw anymore, looks like it is just GG. Illusory Mimic. Wow, so, I mean, that's the kind of luck that we're seeing today from our brave fighters. He pulls a card, and Alan Slim happens to be running neutral, and he pulls a neutral. We come in at the very beginning of a game with Beast of Burden running a monk. Beast of Burden the Resplendent, which means he has put together at some point, clearly not this deck, but at some point he did put together a pure premium deck, which I myself have done. And for those of you who want to try orc decks, I think are a great way to do that. They're effective, but most orcs, I mean, obviously with the exception of like Headhunter and the Douche and everything, are commons and rares. So you can, if you have the desire to do so, you can build a pretty decent premium orc deck and get that Resplendent title that way.
We're out.
Oh, that is so anticlimactic. The 3-1 is just such a sad version of the, I think it's a 3-1, with the really cool background that actually gives you +1 when you move. It's like, when you see that, it's just like, the card goes over, goes, flop, flop. Like, it's supposed to have that nice, cha-ching, I can't do the sound effect with my mouth, obviously, but the nice, cool, bam, you got an extra 2. Ooh, there's a Resplendent Anasi. Holy cow, look at that. Very nice. And a great turn to be able to play that on. I mean, Styles does have a bit of a board, but nothing that Beast of Burden could not afford to. Like, Beast of Burden could afford to play Thieves Guild. That's like the idea. Oh, a Master of Thieves. Oh my gosh. Oh, please be Alduin. Oh, Siege Crawler, okay. Oh, I think Styles, Purveyor of Prophecy, is doing the, what is that? Well, ultimately, you've got that, the bone armor deal.
Whatever you want, if the coin is good.
Okay, that's a bit of a problem, and that's also a bit of a problem. Anasi is the solution. Master of Thieves would have been great, but I think Anasi is definitely going to be the play here. Master of Thieves, yeah.
Me always clever.
And that's when, as the opponent, you go, ah, son of a gun. That's pretty much game. I mean, not 100%. Oh, especially with her getting guard, that is the worst. Pretty good deal. Pretty good turn from Beast of Burden. Obviously, if those two cards can survive, Master of Thieves can. Well, actually, they don't. Well, Master of, as long as the guards are not big, Master of Thieves is going to give him the win with that. Okay, yep, that's all right. Because he can attack. He can attack twice with his kitty cat. Well, his daring cut purse. Oh, maybe not. Maybe not. Oh, he's gonna make him an 8. Dang it! Well, piercing javelin, I guess, gets the job done too. Takes me a second to shift gears. Ooh, ultimate heist. Probably not gonna need that here. Yeah, piercing javelin just gets the job done. Go boink. And in he swings. Oh nope, doesn't need to. Half Style says, "You got me." Good game. All right, so Body Bag Beezy, the king of alliteration, the Gravedigger, up against Oki 39-38. Body Bag looking to separate himself from the lady, and Oki battling the warrior, trying to get to the lady, courting the lady. There we go. That's what it is. Guitarist on bass was just telling me that he's won a few games with people that have decided to play with their food. They think they got him dead to rights, and so they just kind of mess around instead of finishing the game off, and he ends up hitting him with Unite on the next turn. So it's a cautionary tale. Typically, when you see people play with their food, mess around even when they have the game won, it's either because they're somewhat dim in general, they're spiteful, which, you know, there's plenty of dim and spiteful people in the world, or they have not yet been burned by doing just that. And Body Bag looks like he's going to be able to take care of this as well, so we're going to see 2 W's back-to-back, hopefully. But Oki, 39-38, perfect, with the got plenty of jugs of healing there, some healing elixirs. Let's see what he has to play here. Obviously, there's when you people who play these particular decks. I think nope. Dawnbreaker still is not lethal. One point of damage off of lethal. Well, never mind.
Speak.
Oh no! I spoke too. I mean, the Fingers of the Mountain are going to be huge. Maybe just Channeled Storm to get rid of the lethal. I don't think he's too terribly worried about the 4-2. All those elixirs. Oki, you need to break the habit, my friend. That's just way too many elixirs. Everything comes at a cost. You drink that many. At the very least, you're gonna have to go to the bathroom for like a week and a half. So, just gotta grab Body Bag, checking out his what he can do, his options. Execute. Completely worthless at this particular point in time. Does get a nice discounted Channeled Storm if he so desires. And that is what he desires. I would say, I mean, technically he has lethal on board right now, but we know Oki is going to heal up for at least 2. Probably 3. Continuing to keep himself out of the reach of Dawnbreaker. Of course, he doesn't know that Body Bag has it in his hand, but he is playing around that eventuality.
I sell cures for
There's a
all.
guard. That's what I was going to say in this, with this particular build
Citizen.
of support. The Cauldron Keeper, I believe that is who she is. Cauldron Keeper, yeah. The guard is a frequenter. So, yeah, I guess we're going to see Fingers of the Mountain 1-2 on the Cauldron Keeper, 3 on the Oreo Gal. He will have to trade his 3-1 in, but he'll be able to hit with Aren. It's really, I mean, this is, he needs something to swing back in his favor, to swing the game back in his favor. Oki has too many cards at this point to really think that he can wear him down. And with 3 freaking potions, I mean, granted, it is a 2-attribute deck, so the chances of him finding all 3 potions at the right time at the end of the game are not exactly slim, but it's a bit obnoxious. I think a Body Bag's going to hold on to Dawnbreaker. Plays Eye Defender out. I would not doubt we are going to see some more guards come down. It really is. This is almost like against a Telvanni deck at this point, where you're trying to make that last push, but they're able to just keep moving you out of arm's length and going to continue to heal. Okay, probably holding on to those, wanting to get... Okay, Merchant Camel, that is a great pickup for Body Bag. Oh, come on, game! Would you give these guys some good options? My goodness gracious. What a turd muffin of a game we're dealing with right now. Every game has been very, 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 very heavily slanted against our intrepid friends. And I'm starting to take it personally.
Let's go, then. My time is precious.
Oh, Orb of Vermina. Wow. Really? Orb of Vermina couldn't pull the zero cost pew pew thing, but you gave him a freaking draw card. And there's a forward camp. He has broken a rune, so he will get the draw off of that. And I think Body Bag may just call this. He's like me. He does a lot of concede efficiencies, where if you just realize that there's just no way I'm going to pull this off, you know, again, that execute doesn't look like it's going to get any use. And there it is. There's a concede efficiency. Totally get it. Joining Krakatoa 95 against Jesus or Jesus 7.
Greetings, citizen.
And Krakatoa either greeting us,
My friend.
or saying, Jesus 7, what do you got for me? Okay, let's see. Both have... This is an interesting game here. I mean, this is crazy. So, Krakatoa is making his way up the ladder. Both have the Mechanical Heart. He's got a Land Divided. This is a crazy build here. And Krakatoa wisely... I'm not going to break that last rune. I mean, he knows he needs to be able to do a crap ton of damage in one turn in order to break the rune and conquer the Mechanical Heart. And Jessus may just concede here. Does not. Sad Spear of Embers, to be sure. Krakatoa breaks it. The heart regenerates. Plus 10. Krakatoa has 10 damage on the board. He has one rune break between him and victory. It's a quick game, but you know what? I'll take it. Oh, and...
Greetings, citizen.
Let none defile our temple.
And finishes the game off, and we get to see our second win of the day.
This episode sponsored by Riften Fencing Agency, transitioning into Blessing of Schwaaard. More on that in a moment. Brought to you by C City Toker. I believe it shows up in my Discord as deleted user, but I'm pretty sure I don't have anybody by that name in the Discord, so I think C City is the one that we lost briefly there for a little bit. These are the cards of his creation. Started off with Riften Fencing Agency, a neutral card, 4 cost, support. Anytime you draw a card from a random card effect, give a friendly creature +1/+1. So this would essentially be in tandem with something like the Skooma Kitty, the little Skooma Kitty support that discounts cards that you draw that are not in your deck by 1. This would also create an extra bonus in conjunction with that when you draw those discounted cards with Skooma Kitty, then you would also give a random card, or, give a friendly creature +1/+1. Now, that doesn't specify whether it's in your hand or on the board, so in theory, it could be either. But usually that is limited to one or the other. However, before I go too far into that, let me go ahead and jump into Blessing of Schwaaard, because deleted user, C City Toker, I believe, said, this is more of what I was thinking. This is more of what I wanted to do. So this is a 2-cost Blessing of Schwaaard support. At the end of your turn, if you played 3 or more cards that did not start in your deck, summon a Mudcrab Merchant. So it still plays into the... You summoned a card, or you had a card that was not in your deck initially. A Skooma Cat Whimsy, that was the support I was thinking of. So it kind of plays into that. Again, it's a little bit more of that RNG. Hey, if you bring stuff in that you didn't start off with, here's a way to make that more profitable. So at the end of your turn, you had to play 3 or more cards, or that did not start in your deck. So not only do you have to draw them, you have to play them. So even though it's pretty powerful that it can summon a Mudcrab Merchant, which, I mean, the body is not necessarily something you're worried about, but a free Mudcrab Merchant is pretty impressive. It does take a lot to get there, because I've watched a lot of folks play decks like Skooma Cat Whimsy, and while it's not, they're really counting on pulling cards that didn't start in their deck, even with those, it can take a little bit. There's there's only so many cards that do that. Well, actually, no, there's probably quite a few. I mean, you've got, well, because this one doesn't say random, but I guess, well, no, because I'm thinking, well, no, I guess, like Skeever Infestation would count, right? Because you start off with one version of it, but once you play it, it puts 3 more into your deck, so that technically would be cards that did not start in your deck. It was put in there later. Ungulum, obviously, puts 3 cards that were not in your deck, so maybe it is easier to trigger than I thought, but you have to play those cards. It's not just you have to generate cards, you have to put 3 cards in your hand that you can start with, you have to play them, all on one turn. So I think with the variation of costs and everything, I think that is going to be a little bit more of a challenge. It's not going to be just something that you can spit out easy. Some of you who play these decks, you may go, no, it's actually easier a lot easier than you think, Schwaaard, but from where I'm sitting, I think it's a fair cost. I mean, a two cost support, I think that's fine. I think Schwaaard is perfect for this because he is a crazy, whimsical madman, and not only are you essentially using crazy, whimsical RNG to pull cards, you are then, it creates a Mudcrab Merchant, which is in and of itself an RNG generator, like crazy. Super high rolls and super low rolls. So I think it's very fitting that it would go under Sheogorath's purview. And I do like the artwork there. I don't know, it's interesting. It looks like there was like a posterize effect put on it, because it doesn't naturally look like it would have the black lines on it. It looks like those came later. Could very well be, but it looks like art that was just normal, and then there was that layer put on it. Not entirely sure though, not 100%. It very well could have been intended like that. It's a good looking card though. It doesn't quite fit the art scheme, but the theme of it does, and I think without the black lines actually it would fit more of the card aesthetic that we have. But definitely an interesting support, and I don't mean that as a euphemism for weird. I think it's really cool. Again, it goes in what we're seeing more and more of, which is these, I'm just going to play with whatever the deck decides to give me, but obviously there are cards that generate cards that are not as random. So it went from the Fencing Agency, anytime you draw a card, from a random card effect, give a friendly creature +1/+1. Again, didn't want to go too far down that hole because deleted user / City Toker did say this card, the Blessing of Sheogorath, is more in the vein of what I wanted to do. But yeah, great effect, great potential there. It is a, there I go with the theirs again. Urgh. It's an epic. So you could end up generating multiple Mudcraft, but you really have to have a deck set up for this in order to really take advantage of it. And I think that would be a challenge, so I don't mind the low cost. Yeah, and I think Epic is fine, and the neutral allows it to be done by any deck. So it allows a lot of freedom in choosing how you go about that. So anyway, those are the cards. And thank you so much for C-City for putting those out there, or deleted user. If it isn't C-City, I do apologize if I have accredited the wrong deleted user, but I do believe that's who it was initially. Thank you so much for taking a gander, and now back to the games.
Beanerus versus Eustidian, the Centurion. Continuing, even after getting the Centurion title, continuing to run mono neutral. A very impressive feat. And he is currently in the Tapeworm. I need to do my research and figure out what that guy is called. But Beanerus, learning from the mage and hoping to ascend to, what is it, number 8? I don't remember what rank 8 is. Halls of the Dwemer, a great pickup for Eustidian, and we can only hope, at least in a very simple way, that Eustidian has achieved his title and plays this deck without abusing the workshop. And that's what I was saying before, that there are cards like the Titan that were not overpowered, were not broken before, but when you added the workshop, it became a broken card. It became a broken combo, and it's the same thing we were talking about before with Market. Market used to be a decent deck. It was you could deal with it until the the 5 cost that gets reduced down to 0 if you hit enough times with it. That gives you the draw power. Oh crap! How am I forgetting the name of it? Anyway, it doesn't matter. We are seeing Beanerus put his deck to good use, seeing it functioning on all cylinders here. We're gonna get to see Hulking Scallon come down, not on its heels, but as a never mind. Never mind. He is shackling the 6/3 instead. So it seems like Eustidian is the classic neutral player, using Halls of the Dwemer more so than the workshop shenanigans. Beanerus, though, leaving nothing to chance. He knows another Halls could... Ooh, boy! That is a great pickup from Swims. Swims at night, right? No, Sails Through Storms. Sails Through Storms. Oof. There's a stalwart defense, but Iron Atronach with Breakthrough is more than enough to handle those.
Excuse Khajiit.
And is he...
Khajiit is done
Okay.
for.
Circling back to Body Bag BZ against Max Gray. What a great last name. That's a cool last name. I'm not partial at all. I've got no reason to say that. Just... Oh, it was against Workshop. Interesting. Okay, so Body Bag says he's got... This is an OTK... Hang on. I just got a bunch of correspondence, and I'm a little bit confused. All right, so Beater said it was actually against a Workshop deck. I guess he removed the Workshop before we got to see the game. I'm happy to see a win against that. All we saw was Halls, but got that one there. And Body Bag OTK deck. I don't know if that's saying his is an OTK deck or he's up against an OTK deck, because I'm guessing when you see Ebonheart, Dawnstar Healer, he's looking to get Ring of Namira. That is his OTK. I believe that is what he is going for. No target deck.
Just forget about
And the Gray Fox taking from Max Gray. Max.Gray, I guess. That's more accurate. And what is he going to yoink? Pillaging Tribune, I would guess, if you want the drain, if you are going for an OTK drain. Although the OTK in drain is Dawnstar and Ebonheart. I think, do you need 2 Dawnstars with 1 Ebonheart? I think you just need Ebonheart. No, because Dawnstar heals for 6 then. So you need Ebonheart and 2 Dawnstars, I believe. Or 2 Ebonhearts and 1 Dawnstar. Either combo works. Plus the Ring of Namira. And a Rune Break. So he is going to want to poke at Max Gray a little bit here. In order to... I mean, he's still a pretty long way off. What weird invade... I don't know what I'm seeing here. I mean, obviously, the Madness... I guess the Gates of Madness are spitting out Daedra, or he's... I have no clue. I am perplexed. How's he getting charged? What is he getting charged from? Ooh, Piercing Javelin. Take that. Oh, because the Gates have ranked up. It's now giving keywords. And he just happened to get charge on that one. So I don't know what Max Gray is playing. I don't like the smell of it. Alright, Hive Defender is going to come in handy. Territorial Viper as well to take out that gate, ensure that nothing else gets random charge. So Territorial Viper. 3/3 takes out the 3. Gives him a curse. I mean, you still got plenty of health to work with. 19 is not a bad spot to be in.
Preparations have
There
been
you
made.
go. Hive Defender now in Shadow Lane. Yes. All makes a good deal of sense. You might have been debating whether or not to use the curse there. Might find something better. I don't know if he's running Leaf Lurkers or not, but Smuggler's Hall. What? Yeah. Maybe I'm forgetting what Gates of Madness does. Transform your deck into... yeah.
Tell me your injuries.
It says when you draw a card. I think it's transform it and give it +1/+1. Oh, when you draw a creature or an item. When you draw an action, reduce its cost by 1. So it's essentially saying, hey, because it's random, you're going to get some perks. I do like the premium art for this guy. I don't think you can even see that he has tattoos in the regular version, but he does look pretty wicked, with a nice big glowing club there. There I go with the theirs again. Oh wow, wow. All right, that curse is going to come in handy against G-Ube. At the moment. At this point, I'm guessing G-Ube's going to somehow come in possession of some ginormous weapon and be able to do his slay thing. Yeah, I'm going to say you're losing to RNG for sure. Body bag. And that's kind of been the name of the game today. Unfortunately, is just watching my friends get massacred for the most part by RNG shenanigans and just situations where there's just... I mean, we did see Beanerus get that one, did a sails through storms and gets an Iron Atronach on there. That's kind of what we've been seeing from our opponents, and there's no animus towards their opponents because they're just playing the cards that they have. But you just go game. You're being a bit of a turd muffin today. Whee! I think the last time I saw that card played unironically or intentionally is with Matt Oblivion's deck, and only then I think he ran that with his Flesh Atronach OTK, because you obviously you want to get as many bodies in the graveyard as possible. All right, I need to look back into Gates of Madness because you can't have this many invade cards coming down if they're all being transformed into randomly transformed into stuff. So I don't know exactly what I'm seeing here, because I find it very hard to believe that the Gates of Madness is randomly producing a bunch of invade cards. That just seems a bit odd to me. Let me take another look at this. Oh, no, it's transform your deck. So somehow, Gates of Madness is spitting out a bunch of invade nonsense because it's corrupt and vile.
I'll take him all myself if I have to.
There's a big old 6/3, gonna eat a piercing javelin. Unfortunately, she will spit out an axe, but fortunately the gate is shackled, and without very specific cards that will enable the gate to move, it's completely pointless. So Bodybag's kind of stuck here. His opponent's kind of running on fumes, and he is not drawing them. That's always the hard thing. Even in a 2-attribute deck, it's really hard to get the Ring of Nimira. Almost every deck that I run it in, I try to have one or two of those. The gal that treasure hunter, excuse me, the 2/5, who if she gets a treasure map, she draws a. Wow. There goes the board.
Nicely done.
Yeah. I mean, Bodybag has him right where he wants him. He's got him right on the cusp. 26. Man, there's just something weird going on here. Okay, now he's got everything except the stinking
I'll lead my
key to it all.
You like to dance close to the fire, don't you?
And I think he's just putting cards in position, hoping that the ring is going to come down at some point.
We're on the
Free
cusp
trade.
of a major discovery.
That's her. That's what I was talking about. Combine her with the treasure map, and if you only run one support, you'll get the Ring of Nimira. So I run one or two copies. I don't think she's a bad. She's a 3-drop, right? Oh, I can't see her stats until Bodybag kills something. There we go. Come on. There we go. Yeah, I think that's not a bad 3-drop. She's not a liability. And the treasure map is at very worst a draw a card, and +1/+1. So they're not bad to have one or two copies in your deck. It's essentially,
There's no prize for second place.
boy, and he's really going after Bodybag's combo. He no longer has the full combo ready. I'm guessing Max Gray, at rank 3, at this time of the season, Max Gray probably knows what Body Bag is up to.
I live to serve.
Which is unfortunate. Anasi. Not a bad card. Not great. Not really getting anything awesome. No drain, but taking rally, and guard away.
This is the secret to success, yes?
Yes, it is Anasi. And sure point, probably. I don't know if he's going to take out the gate or the 6-3. Probably the 6-3. He's really getting low. I mean, 16 damage, 16 points of health. You definitely want to preserve it. Nope, he uses his javelin for that. Surmising, no doubt, that Max Gray is running out of threats. He's now just kind of top decking. He's got a completed contract. That's not going to. This is a wasted card at this point, unless he gets a Swindler's Market.
Care to make a friendly way?
Oh my gosh! Really, game? Really? Okay, so he does in fact have a Leaf Lurker. Oh boy. Oh, hindsight's 2020. This is just one of those days. Like, I feel like I'm playing the game right now. It just feels like one of those things. It's like, wow, that's a worthless card. Oh, unless he gets just randomly a Corner Club for more draw to continue to push threats. Thieves' Den, why not? I mean, that's not the worst he could possibly get, but there's the ring! And I mean, really? He gets the combo right as his opponent's about to finish him off. I mean, that's good. That's good. So he can drop Ring. He can drop Dawnstar. Oh, no, sorry. Sankpet, Dawnstar, and Eben on this turn. And kind of sort of go off next turn. But no, he has to shackle. He has to shackle the little critter there because if Max drains, he's not going to be able to break that rune.
There's a plan. There's always a plan.
What's going on? Okay. No, you want to shackle that? Oh no, he's going to shackle the. I mean, it is a bigger threat, and I'm not necessarily saying it's wrong.
Inspire us.
Okay, yeah, because he can do 6 points of damage with his Ebon Heart. Oh, it's so close. So close. Come on, game. Don't
Observe.
And no shouts, of course. Oh, and there it is! No, he can't play them all. He can't play them all. I mean, he can do Ring.
They won't get past me.
Yep, it's going to be close. I don't think he's going to be able to do the full combo. Oh, maybe he can. Wow. Excellent. Well done, Body Bag. My gosh, what a finish. So what we may be catching right now is the very beginning, if I'm not mistaken, this is the very beginning of the tournament that had been announced, the NPO tournament. And unfortunately, it was my desire to spectate games specifically for the tournament. And unfortunately, because of the food poisoning, my schedule got thrown out of whack, and so I had to do this earlier in the day. And so unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to see it. My apologies to A-Ross, Andy. You put these things on, and I want to give them as much visibility as possible. I want to showcase as much from them as possible. Ironically, or it's not ironic, unfortunately, the last tournament I also was sick on. I actually wasn't able to do anything at all, any kind of game capture. But that is, I'm sure, what we're seeing here, because it is showing up as a casual match. Oh no! I could be watching both sides. Never mind. I forgot that I don't think Yum Yum 36 and I are friends officially as of yet. And so I thought when I saw that symbol there, I thought it meant that I could watch them both. But I don't have. I'll have to check and see if Yum Yum is on my pending list. But yeah, when I see this, to me it means this is tournament. It's a casual or friendly match between Shake It Baby, NPO, and Yum Yum.
Something useful.
So I think we are seeing one of the first games in the tournament.
My paws are quicker
If you missed it
than
this
your
time, this is the second one that NPO has put on
I will keep
this
the
year,
earth safe.
which is 2 more than I've done.
I will cut your purse and your throat.
And I might just go ahead and push on through and try to spectate another, just to see if I can get. So I don't know how many games they're in on this. Sai Sahan doing a great job of clearing the board. Telvani Oathman
You cannot match Telvani.
will get 1 trigger. Nice swift strike.
We must protect our stronghold.
Featuring the big naked, or almost naked, deformed. Gosh, that thing is nightmare fuel right there. Sai Sahan does not like facing down an unharmed douche, so Yum Yum might ping him with something to make for a favorable trade. Or a successful trade, I should say. A trade where Sai does not die. Haha. And there it is. Gonna zap him with the curse. And no! I saw him highlighting it, but I thought for sure he would use it. Okay, no, he's gonna trade his Sai and play the courier, who's gonna help him with some card draw. Cradle Crush is going to help clear that entire lane, though. And give Shake It Baby. Interesting. Well, I am just whiffing all over the place, but it is okay. That is why I am spectating and not playing, because these folks know better than I do.
Wait.
Obviously, we know Shake It Baby has Swift Strike, and Yum Yum with the guards. Guards aplenty. Guards aplenty. So those 2 Swift Strikes. He could survive 1. Could not survive 2. 2 guards is a hard counter to what Shake It Baby was hoping to do. He does clear out the next one.
Assassin, like Nari.
And if you give her a Steel Sword and Dagger, she does become, if I'm not mistaken, a 6 power herself. She does. And a Swift Strike will do it. But she's being targeted by Yum Yum. Yum Yum wisely choosing not to let any creature stay on the board. And I think that's kind of the rule of thumb in general. If you are, when you're close to low health and you're up against, and if I'm not mistaken, also this tournament, as all tournaments, you see the deck list. So Yum Yum knows that Shake It Baby's running at least 2 Swift Strikes, and so he's probably very aware that at least one of those is in his hand. Oh boy. Yep. And it looks like Yum Yum is going to
You waste my breath.
be able to keep this under control with all these guards. Now, High Rock Summoner. But a really great list from both. Obviously not a dragon-heavy list on Yum Yum's side, at least as far as I can tell. But also has the dragons in it. Alright. Frost Astronaut, not what Shake It Baby wanted to see, I'm sure. Was hoping for the 7-5, or even the 5-3. Anything that, other than a guard, really. But as long as Yum Yum has the Halls of Colossus, he's going to be able to spit out some. I'm wondering if he runs the Clockwork Dragon. If he does, that's bad news for Shake It Baby. Giggles! Also difficult. Doesn't look like Shake It Baby's going to be able to close this out. It would take a miracle. I mean, he is. I don't know if his deck list includes Daddy but it is going to be. Ooh, well, that's close. That's the hand. It's tough. He's going to want to take out Giggles, but that's a very stacked lane. His hand will not survive that. And here, Swift Strike's not going to get it done either. Is he going to do it? Does he have another? So he does another one. And with 3 Sheer Point Dragons Any curse effect, anything is going to wipe out almost anything Shake It Baby can put down. And now Yum Yum just has to decide when he's going to hit face, because he does have he's got 2-turn lethal. 8, 9, 12, 13. Yeah, he's got 2-turn lethal, and it looks like he is going to go for it. And Kano coming up a little bit too late.
What color is a coward's
Coin or
blood?
your life. Choose.
And that's all he's going to need, and that is going to be the game. I do believe, barring, I think 2 prophecies he would need, Shake It Baby would need, I think that is going to be the game. You could take out 1 sheer point, but that still leaves 7, 8, 11, 12, 15. So almost...
I have many important things on my mind.
Watch yourself now.
almost lethal as it is. With Trusty Sword, he might have it, although with Giggles on the board, if he gets another 2 health, that's going to put it out of range. But it's going to be close here. He really is going to need a Prophecy to stay alive. He does not. I miscounted. He has exact lethal. Good game, Yum Yum. Well fought, Shake It Baby. What a matchup. All right, for the final game of this episode, we find Krakatoa 95 running Empire. Krakatoa the Dragonborn against Fountao, Jack of Trades.
I thank you.
Looking to get away from the lady. Distance. We got a lot of people trying to get out of the lady. Getting away from the lady today. Trying to get away from the lady. Apparently, she is not great at keeping folks around. Krakatoa actually is now making his way through the tower, trying to get to the ugly, goofy Atronach. Not wanting to linger there very long, more to get to the thief and ultimately to legendary. But we will see.
You fight well.
All right, so we see a bit of the Skeever infestation
Sword hand itches.
from Fountao, which is something relatively uncommon. Not sure exactly what he's running. Again, typically not something you would see in Ebonheart. Krakatoa with, Farm Defender, not a card that typically gets a lot of love. Knight of the Hour, all the same. So this is not, doesn't seem to be a typical Empire build. At least typical by the way that I've seen most people run Empire. I'm sure we've got the usuals, the late game usuals. Marak certainly is obviously on the list. I'm really trying to debate on my alternate account whether or not to include him or not. He hasn't come up randomly in a pack, and I have not crafted him. He's probably one of the only unique legendaries I don't own that's actually a playable unique legendary. But I don't know. He's so naughty. He's so naughty. I just don't know that I can get on board with that. And Fountao, great. This fellow here as well. Lion Guard Strategist gives ward to any creature that ends up in that lane. Great combo there with the ponytailed kitty cat. Eats an Edict. And I think he's looking to trade his Ungulamin and Sanctuary Pet to get rid of the Shifty Cat. But Shifty Cat may shift a few more times. Or Dune Ripper. Dune Ripper. It is Dune Ripper, right? Yeah. Ugly little turd muffin. Really ugly turd muffin. Devastating. And right now, Krakatoa does not have a way to get rid of Ponytail Kitty. I guess you could arrest him. Could erase Ponytail Kitty. So yeah, things are a little bit different here. I was hoping, I did delay a little bit. I was hoping to catch another Shake It Baby Yum Yum match. It doesn't look like they are playing again, or maybe they're, I think that might have been their last game, which would seem to indicate that Yum Yum prevailed in that best of series. I don't know for sure. Like I said, I just noticed that I waited for about 2 or 3 minutes. Well, closer to 4 minutes, and I didn't see them play again. So I'm guessing their match is over. And since he's the one who won the last one, Yum Yum did, I would assume he won. But we will see. I guess when the results come out. So apologies again to A-Ross. I was really hoping to spectate a good hour at least of the tournament. But to be fair though, I essentially was looking through my friends list for casual matches or friendly matches, and those were the only, that one match was the only one I saw. So I don't know that I would have been able to observe a whole lot at this point, everything I saw was just straight up versus matches. So, 'tis what it is. If I can actually put myself in a position where I know I can spectate,
I do not fear.
I would like to do it for the whole day. And if my weekend had not been derailed, I theoretically could have taken most or all of today to spectate as much of that as possible. In which case, I could have set stuff up with the participants, send out friend requests so that I could watch most of the games. But I mean, once my Friday went downhill, I knew everything on Saturday was going to get pushed to Sunday. Actually, everything Friday and Saturday was going to get pushed to Sunday. And so it wasn't going to happen. I'm happy I got to see one game that I'm pretty sure was one. But as I am flapping my gums, once again, action is happening. Krakatoa now really needing to circle the wagons.
I apologize.
I mean, it's not a bad Merak target, but not necessarily a great one either. Taking...
And make my death mean
Oh,
something.
maybe, nope, he's going to try to draw first, see what he gets.
There is murder in the air.
I mean, that's more of an arrest, I think. You don't really need that 6/6 to do much.
Nobody breaks the law on my watch.
Nobody breaks my watch on my law. Or nobody breaks my watch on the law. I don't know. I think that's what he's trying to say. So Fountao, more than likely looking for some move shenanigans that he can use in conjunction with Doom Ripper to both keep it alive and do some extra damage to face. Does not have the movement. In 3 attribute cards decks, it is kind of hard to find that. He does, however, find more Skeevers in the 3 attribute deck, which is pretty impressive. And they could very well be the determining factor here. Giant bat. And he has 7, 8, 12. Now has lethal on the board. He's going to yoink that guard. See that? There you go. That's the kind of play you need.
Lurk in the shadows, waiting.
Lots of arrests. Well, 2, which is pretty good. He's got Razzle-Madazzle waiting in the wings, but he needs to be able to stabilize first. And oh my goodness, is that it? 8, 9, 12? No. He is alive for at least one more turn as it stands now. Does he have squish? Now that's going to be an arrest for sure. Okay, and Fountao making trades. Oh, jeez. Yeah, I guess when you've got giant skeevers, you can afford to do that. And Krakatoa can only arrest 1, so they'll probably see Bonewalker and then arrest. Ooh. A bit of a misplay there, because Bonewalker gets
There is murder
gets
in the air.
points from. I mean, either way, it doesn't trade with the 7/7 and does trade with the 4/1, no matter which way he played it. So I guess that was more of his thought process.
You won't escape alive.
That's a nice
My
prophecy.
sword hand itches.
Ooh. Well, luckily Razzle-Madazzle is there, and the piercing javelin.
Try something.
But he's gonna go with
You won't
Razum.
live to regret.
And he's got his Daedric Titan down. Krakatoa 95 pushed to the brink, but it looks like he might be able to rally if he can keep that Titan alive. Does Fountao have... He has the Poop Stone,
I thank you.
and now Krakatoa has the Poop Stone. As we know, as I said, based on legend, was dropped down from on high from Echo of Akatosh after a very disappointing bowel movement featuring...
I do not
And that's it. Interesting, he did not put that down in the shadow lane, or the field lane, to take out the 6/4.
So little time.
I mean, he is going to have to give him a card, but it's worth it for that 6 health. Especially when Fountao? Maybe it's Fountao.
Mistakes were made.
Not sure exactly what he's talking about.
Kashif likes these.
Is he looking to send Razum to face? Nope, he's gonna ping with the little fella.
The Black Hand sees all.
Throw down his own Ungolem. And I don't think he's gonna break that last rune, not for not risking a prophecy, and he knows counterfeit trinket, and this game is
You fight well.
pretty much over. It's Krakatoa giving him a nod, a tip, a Fountao, the Jack of Trades, which actually for a long time that was my the title that I used.
You fight well. Try something.
And Fountao with a razzle-dazzle of his own
This one won.
is able to push if Krakatoa had not been able to drain for that. Could have been over. Charge would have made it even closer, but it looks like it's academic at this point. That's 8, 9, 10, 11. Yeah, he doesn't have lethal at this point, so he has to make those trades. He's going to push for some more damage. Get him down to 6.
Khajiit likes these.
Or 7. I guess maybe. Yeah, I'm not entirely sure why he wouldn't push one more point because. But,
Identify yourself. Awaiting your command.
Kudos to the Jack of Trades, who is continuing to keep the game going.
The waters of life.
And that's not going to help Krakatoa close this out. Does use the poop zone himself. I mean, you got it in your hand, you want to get rid of it, I totally understand that.
Let none defile our temple.
And yeah, it really is just a matter of time now. Even though the Jack of Trades has managed to put the kibosh on Krakatoa's lethal on this turn, it's going to take a bit of a miracle and a giant guard in order to avoid death this next turn. What has he got? Giant bat! That will do it, actually, yet again. I mean, had Krakatoa not been able to drain as much as he has, he probably would have lost by now. Jack of Trades continue to top deck some really great answers. And if you could just get charge on any one of those, you would be able to finish the game. But as we draw to the end, like I said, this weekend kind of got derailed for me. I really wish I could have seen more of the tournament. For those who didn't join in the tournament, I'm sure there'll be another one. Oh my gosh! Dune Ripper continuing to terrorize Krakatoa's board. Krakatoa very complimentary as he makes his final assault. And wow, what a way to finish it out. What a great... Interesting. Okay, little bit of BM in there, in a manner of speaking, I would say. Hopefully, Krakatoa closes it out on this turn.
Apologize.
And maybe didn't realize he had lethal. But anyway, does finish it out. We get to go out on a win. Congratulations, Krakatoa. Well fought, Jack of Trades. Wish I could figure out how to pronounce your name. And that's going to do it for today's episode. Thank you for those who played, for those who fought, and those who, especially in the earlier games, died a horrible death to RNG and just incredible draws from the opponents. But that is how it goes sometimes. That is the nature of the beast, as it were. And hopefully we will see some brighter days ahead. But we did get to see some great wins, some good plays, some unique decks this time around. Thank you all so much for watching. And until next time, keep playing.